Remember that, right? Now there are a lot of things which we may want to cover as well, though we have a duration of time set. So I'll take you very quickly on what does OWER also stands for in power, right? I understand, I can see faces that are, and people are looking outside the door too. O stands for open with an impact, okay? You remember how I came inside the room and I introduced myself? How did I do that?
In a very unique way.
In a unique way, in a different way, wherein you can also understand about what I have done, achieved in my past as well, and align it, align it to yourself too, okay? So that's the impact of your opening. As a presenter, as a presentation expert, as a powerful presenter as well, it is very important for a powerful presenter to open with an impact. Why? Because you can build your credibility with the opening as well. Let me share a small example, very quick story. I was training with one of the organizations, though I would not want to name the organization as if now. So what happened was that I was training the senior management there. Okay, it was a team building program, and it was winters last year. I remember it very clearly. When I say the senior management, you would understand people half bald and gray hair and all that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's how the audience were, and there were about 28 approximate people inside the audience too. And when you look at me, you would be able to understand that the guy is below 30. Would I be right to say that? Anyone can figure that out. Am I right? Yeah, I hope that I don't.
If you want us to say yes, we can.
Yeah, okay. Say yes! Okay, thank you very much. Oh, thank God. The workout helps. Okay, so that's what happens. Yeah? So when I entered the room and I saw a lot of people sitting there, and I was arranging all the things, all the props and all the other activities involved in it as well. Now there was a gentleman who was, I think, the senior most guy inside the team, and he's like, so are you going to be the presenter? Right there, even before I started anything. And then I said, yes sir, I'm going to be the facilitator for you throughout the next 2 days. And he had a shock of his life. He was like, whoa. And he realized that it's going to be very boring, and I think he would not be able to learn anything as well. And the organization was actually recently merged. There were two organizations, they were recently merged as well. So they had the communication barrier as well, and the bonding inside the team, which takes it and makes it a formidable team as well, that was missing. So that's what the management thought that, let's involve an external consultant wherein we can actually engage them and see how they can benefit to grow and match up with the organizational goal as well. Okay? Now after that, when I started training and the only thing which evolves is on your opening. How do you start as an impact? How do you leave that impact on the audience there? Okay? Now, the way I represented this, I have a lot of different styles too as well, which varies from the management to the management, all the levels of management too. Yeah? So that, as I told you that, after the end of the 2 days program, there were 28 people approximately. I got 28 appreciation mails, and after that, the entire organization, there were about 500 people. The middle management level and the junior, the front line too. All of them went through the same training schedule by the same facilitator as well. Okay, so this is what I say, that the impact, you can get your credibility built. You can have the importance. You can tell why is it important for the audience. It's important for them to know as well. What's in it for you? What's in it for you that you should be here? Understand powerful presentation skills. Why is it that you require it to? A lot of people, they come across and say, I would never present in my entire life. I don't need presentation skills. Is that true? You're presenting yourself every day.
Every day.
Yeah. One way or the other, you're doing that. So a skill is something which you would have in you, and you can flaunt it later on whenever you want. Alright? Very quickly moving on to wow the audience with the body language, and which also, what do you think are the key features of body language? What are things which are covered in body language?
Your gestures.
Your gestures, okay. Gestures, for example. Would you like to answer that?
Hand movements.
Finger pointing.
Finger
Yeah.
pointing.
You should avoid finger pointing as well. When you're presenting, you should avoid. How do you think that you should point? If you want to point at somebody, what is the best way to point?
The way you're doing it right
The way am I doing it right now? What about the thumb?
If
Thumb
you always
is
be
going
on
outside.
your side.
Oops. Okay. The thumb could be in its natural position. It doesn't really matter. If you want to do this, you can do that too. If you want to do this, you can do that too. It can be in the
And
natural.
not like a Spider-Man.
Not like a Spider-Man, yeah. That's a good one, yeah. Okay, what else is covered in body language when we say gestures is one.
Posture.
Posture. What is posture?
How you are standing,
Okay. How are you sitting?
how you are sitting, how you are moving.
Thank you very much. Yes. So let me ask you, what is the right way to stand? As we knew that the posture is one of the key features of body language, what's the right way to stand? Let me also share with you, there are 3 body parts which are parallel to each other while we stand. Okay? Any guesses? What are those 3 body parts?
Legs and hands for sure.
Legs. When you say leg, the entire thing is the leg. Yeah? What else?
The middle
Hands.
portion and your head.
The middle head. Okay. Let me show you an example. I consider this as a straight body posture. Am I right?
Right.
Okay. So let me stand here. When you say head, is this the right body
You're
posture?
putting it that way.
So I'm touching the head.
You're not being parallel. Parallel is absolutely straight.
Is this
Which
straight?
Is just fine.
Is this straight?
Yeah, but then you cannot go back on this.
So I gotta
It's according
touch
to
it.
your body posture.
Okay. No, not the head is not the right answer because head may move. I'm standing right now.
You're moving, yes, but you know your back, if it's straight, your head moves in
Back.
Back
You
and
say
the
back.
back.
Okay.
Your shoulders. Your
Thank you
back.
very much. Shoulders is one of them. Okay. Let me stand here again. This is a straight line. I'm going to touch my entire body here so that you understand what are the parts which are actually parallel to each other. Yeah. When you say shoulders, this area you would notice is touched over here. Can you see that? The back is not. The back is here. The back is still inside. Can you see this? And my hand is going through. Okay. What else? One is the shoulder.
Yeah.
See, look here. The answer is here, right here.
Shoulders are there.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
I'm going to stand like this so that you can also notice that. There are 2 more things which we're touching here. Guys, think about it. What are the 2 things which we're touching here? Guys, think about it. What are the 2 different body parts which I'm touching here on the wall? 2 more body parts.
but
Butts, the hips are the next one. Okay. What else?
And the heels.
And the heels. Thank you very much. So the feet, the hip and the shoulders are the 3 body parts which should be parallel to each other, and that's the right way to stand. That's the right posture to stand. About sitting and everything, we'll talk about that later on when we come back from the break. Yeah, moving on to the...
How's it different from, standing straight? If your back is straight, everything is in line.
What is the back?
How do you differentiate? How would you put it differently?
That's a good question.
You're putting it very differently.
Mhm.
I would like to understand, what's the 2 difference in case there is
Okay.
a difference.
Now let's talk about the back first. Okay, and understand there are a couple of parts when we say a back. One is called as the lower back,
Yeah.
and the other one's called as the upper back.
upper back.
The
Okay.
spine.
The spine. And may I check if you're aware or if you've ever seen in any medical movie as well, how does the spine actually is when you stand straight?
It's curved.
It's curved.
It's always curved, yeah? So when you stand straight, it is always curved. And this is how the body, after the hip, this is how
Yeah.
the actual thing goes on, right? So when you consider the shoulders, these parts are also called as shoulders, okay? The back part of the
Right.
shoulder too. Now, when you consider your shoulders, now obviously the upper back also comes into the picture as well, okay? However, if your shoulders are putting down, then you're touching the back, okay? But that's not the right way to stand. You should always stand with your shoulders broad. When I say the shoulders broad, it should be an open chested. That's what we always say, that you should have an open body posture.
Can I put it differently?
Sure.
It would be with your open arms. If you're presenting, then your arms are fully open,
Uh-huh.
right?
True.
Which necessarily might not mean that your shoulders are broad.
Very true.
Like you're standing right now,
Uh-huh.
your shoulders are not broad right now.
Right, because the hand posture is like that and the
Yeah.
shoulders are falling down.
Right.
True.
So, there's a difference between the
Yes,
two. That
yes.
is why I said, won't a standing straight
Uh-huh.
be a better phrase to put it than saying that a shoulder, hip and the heel in a straight line?
Okay, I give it to you on that. One of the reasons because both the things
Yeah,
they
we
come back
both
to
are
the
saying
same
the same
answer.
thing.
Both the things are about the same thing.
Yeah.
When you say stand straight, it should be okay. Stand straight mean, but are the people aware how do they actually stand straight? So they should be aware that there are 3 body parts which should be parallel to, so that when they stand straight, they remember, oh, the body parts. Okay, so that was the only logic wherein I further went and described that this is how it
We're
works.
talking on the same, that's what I said.
Yes.
We're talking the same thing but in different languages.
Right. True, true. Okay, now we talk about engage them with external factors. Now when we say engage them with external factors, what are the factors? What are the factors? External factors. The ambience, okay. The color coding, I'm sorry.
The seating arrangement.
The sitting arrangement, yes.
Refreshments available?
Well, why not? So what's your poison? Yeah, the refreshments available, the breaks as well.
The breaks,
The room temperature. What is the ideal room temperature of a room?
Yes, I think 27 degrees Celsius.
That's too hot.
Too high.
So,
Anywhere between 20 to 23.
Okay, 20 would be too cold. 23 to 24 degrees is considered as the normal room temperature, wherein people, they don't feel cold as well, and once they're feeling cold, generally a lot of people like me, they'll fall asleep as well at the same time, yeah? So you maintain and try and maintain the temperatures of the room somewhere about 23 to 24 degrees Celsius. But this should all be done before you start your presentation, not during the presentation. The seating arrangements, how do you want your people to sit inside as well? This is a U shape. There could be a circle wherein the presenter is the part of the circle as well. Cluster seating arrangements, wherein people are sitting in clusters. Ideally, I prefer a cluster seating arrangement because the eye contact with people becomes larger, wherein you can focus on everyone, plus you have a lot of room available as well. Now if I consider that space is waste of money as well, people can't really move around. If you want to move, that's the only way you can move around, right? Moving on to the next one, which is called as R, which is called as round up with finesse. Now as we spoke about opening with an impact, we also need to make sure that all the things which you've covered throughout the day or throughout the hour, whatever you've done as if now, you need to finish that with style as well. There are certain ways how you can do it too. Now for example, you may want to tell them a stirring story. Yeah, this is what we covered, and you summarize everything that you've covered in a very short and a small story. Okay, the way I do it generally is that I give them a small example and I relate a person, an unidentified person, and I tell them a very amazing story that how he was a part of the presentation skills program and how much is he earning now and what has he done inside the organization because of his presentation styles. He was made